Welcome back to Dummy Boy Finance. I'm Dummy Boy and we're gonna get straight into our explosive penny stock watch list. So the first stock we're looking at here is HUMBL on the daily time frame. Before I get into the price action, I do want to mention I did double up my position here on Friday with HUMBL. I do think HUMBL is getting close to a bottom. The reason why I say that is because if I pull this here onto our weekly time frame, and I just want to remove all of our SMAs real quick, you can see right now our price action is sitting on support. So we're not only on a horizontal level of support, but you could see this trend line right here that we've been following. We're on also that level of support. So the fact that we have double support here lets me know that at this point in time, I am going to pull the trigger and load up. This is around where my average was as well. And so at this point, I didn't really lose anything by buying any more shares. If we do get back down to this level at around 44 cents, I do think there is the potential for the stock to get to this point. If it gets to that point, that is obviously another zone to load up at. This, however, I do think would be the lowest we get to. You can see we have a level of support horizontally as well here, and I don't think we break down from that point. So I wanted to get some more skin in with HUMBL, so I bought on this level of support, and now I am waiting patiently to see if we get to this 44-45 cents level. If we do, I will also be there to now double up that double up. And so these next couple stocks aren't normally on our watch list. However, these are very current plays that have the prospects of breaking out in the next coming trading sessions. And for those reasons, I want to cover those. And the first stock is Cannabix Technologies, BLOZF. So this is a play on a breathalyzer to combat drivers who are under the influence. And so right now we have no products, we have no way of testing, we only have blood samples. And so those take a lot of time. And so there's a lot of disparity and discrepancies with those tests. And so with their technology, they have the ability to dictate and detect if you're under the influence within the last 2 hours. And so with the stock price, we're actually sitting on support. So you can see right here, this has been a stock that has very sporadic and volatile movements. This breaking down from this point right here, you can see this is the last level of support here at around 35 cents. BLO, can it get to 35 cents? Of course it can. That is a level. That would be the ultimate buying opportunity if you can get the opportunity to get the price there. However, this is where we are right now, and this is the next best thing. We have been clearly holding an uptrend here since our patent approval, and right now, when we got to support here, you could see us breaking right back up. Right now, we are at a resistance level, and so we could potentially come back down here. And so I personally did open up a position here in Cannabix, basically just off the fact that we're on support, and I like this technology, and I do think that they're going to get government contracts. They're going to get contracts with all the police departments, and I think there's going to be a lot of workplaces that also implement this tool. And so to buy this type of play on support was a no-brainer for me. And so the second stock that we're going to look at right now is JNH. So this is Jack Nathan Medical Corp. These are located in Walmart. So I live in Canada, and the Walmarts around me have Jack Nathan inside of their Walmart. And so essentially it's a clinic. And so with this price action, this company IPO'd very recently. It is a Canadian company. And so for me, I personally like it even more because I get a homegrown TSX company. And so with this stock right now, we have been in a massive downtrend. On the weekly time frame, our RSI is 25. That is extremely oversold right now. So on the weekly time frame, this could not be a better time to be buying this. If I zoom this in right here, we are sitting on support right now. So we had a sharp decline here in share price, but then we started to level off, and now it does look like we are in this little pattern right now, and we are on support with an extremely oversold RSI, and we're looking at an extremely low MACD. And so this is another play that I did open up a position in. JNH is on support levels. It's at all-time lows. RSI is oversold on the weekly. This basically off of just a sympathy play looks extremely attractive. I do have a price target of this to test around 83-84 cents, and so buying here at 17-18 cents, that is a ton of upside with this one. And so this is a swing trade, and if you guys are interested, look at JNH because it does look quite intriguing right now. Back to our regular programming, we're with IGEN here on the weekly, and so very simply put, we are in a clear pattern right here. This right here is our ultimate level of support. These are the ultimate buying opportunities. If you're able to buy in this range right here, you are golden. You can clearly tell we have resistance at this top level right here, and we have clear support between these two lines right here. Where are we with the price action? You can see we're fighting support right now. RSI is almost oversold. So it looks like we are very close here with IGEN. Remember, this is on the weekly. Once this starts to go, I do expect us to get some resistance here at around 2 cents. And then from that point, I do think we will start to break out. Once we break past this pattern, this thing is going to surge a lot. And that is where I expect the most action to be. Until then, I just have to wait for this to play out, wait for this to break out of this consolidation zone. Once we break past this top level of resistance with IGEN is when the real money is going to be made. Until then, I am just patiently waiting for it to happen. Next stock of the day, we're looking at RDGL on the weekly. So RDGL right now is on an ultimate level of support as well. You could see this is our buy zone with RDGL. This one is not your traditional type of stock though. This is a pharma play, and so any pharmaceutical play, you need to understand that these only go up and down with approvals or disapprovals of certain things. And so other than that, nothing is really going to move this. And so with RDGL, we are just patiently waiting for FDA approval, however long it takes. I'm a believer in this company and I believe in their treatment. And I do think eventually, since they already have their isopet, I do eventually think that they will get their radiogel approved and eventually start human trials to eventually better our world. Next stock of the day, we're looking at ENZC. So this was actually recommended by you guys. A lot of you guys wanted me to look at this one. And so the way I see this one right now on the weekly, it's quite simple. Same thing. We are in a buy zone. This has been a level of support for us before, and now we are in that zone here again. RSI here at a 44. So we are still on a clear downtrend. Our MACD does not look like it is reversing. So this one right now does not seem like it is going anywhere just yet. However, I would see this as a stronger play once we break past this top level of resistance. Until then, I am not a play or a buyer in ENZC. Next stock of the day, we're looking at FTEG. This is my spec play, basically because it's on support. If I'm looking at it right now, we are still on support. We are just consolidating along this line. This is a strong accumulation zone for FTEG. This stock has a ton of accumulation, as we can see right here. It does look like some people did start selling right here. However, this accumulation is unreal, and so I do expect us to eventually catapult. I don't know when it's going to happen, but as long as we're holding this level of support, it looks very nice here for FTEG. Next stock of the day, we're looking at WDLF on the daily, and so you can clearly see with our uptrends on a lot of these plays, in hindsight, now was the time to actually buy up on a lot of these plays. These guys went crazy a year ago, and so there was a lot of hype and attention on a lot of these plays, so a lot of people were left being bag holders. But in hindsight, with the price action, with where it is now, these were the levels that we should have been buying at. And so we could see here at support with WDLF, once it breaks this top level of resistance, it will have stronger momentum. Until then, I do think this one's just going to consolidate in this range until it is ready to break out above this level of resistance. Next stock of the day, we're looking at ACDC on the daily time frame. So with ACDC down 5%, and so there are multiple levels of support that I have on this stock. I do think if we break below this horizontal line, this entire uptrend will be broken. I think this entire run would be broken. So I don't see us breaking below this level of support. We are still holding this level, which looks extremely bullish. And so with ACDC, in my opinion, these are buying opportunities. I think if you can buy on support here, this will lead to a very great investment for the short term, medium term, and long term. And so overall with ACDC, I think there's a huge space in front of them that has a ton of potential for them to make a lot of money. If they're able to capitalize on this EV market, this company is going to be a massive winner in the future. And at 19 cents, I cannot go wrong. I would love some ACDC right now. Next stock of the day, we're looking at SNDL. So SNDL had a massive day, up 27.82%. You could see we were breaking down from our levels of support, but you could see we eventually clawed back and we showed very strong signs of momentum. The thing with this play right now is there is a slight gap to fill here at around 72 cents. So we could see the price action eventually drift down to that point. With RSI, we are overbought right now. So SNDL did have an outlier day. We had an explosion. Some shorts may have got squeezed out on that play. As you can see right here, as we were breaking support, sometimes you do consolidate. Sometimes it does put fear into traders once you see price like this. But then if you have that faith, eventually it does play out. And so with SNDL, that is a great example of that. We were at support levels, great buying opportunities. And so if you're accumulating in these buy zones, you would have been handsomely rewarded with a very nice update, 27% today. Next stock of the day, we're looking at ALYI. So ALYI is just consolidating along this horizontal line. These lines we can start to get out of because we are no longer in these patterns. But right now, it's just a basic, simple trend line with ALYI. For below this, we are in no man's land. It's a dangerous zone if we are below this point. But as long as we're at this level, this is a great buying opportunity. This is support for this stock, and it was once resistance. And so we are at that main level. And I think at these levels, ALYI is a great play just based off of support. You could see we are clawing our way and we are holding it, and so these look very nice. It does seem like this is going to hold for us. So ALYI is looking pretty nice right now. Next stock of the day, we're looking at EEENF. So ADA Energy is kind of reminding me of that SNDL type of chart. You could see us kind of breaking down now from these levels of support, but I do believe that we are still going to finish out this pattern, and the price action will finish within this pattern. So I do expect this to kind of curl up and eventually get back up to about this 4-5 cents range. And so right now it is kind of testing traders because we don't really know where this one wants to go. It is under all of our levels, but if I add in our SMAs here just to see where we are, you can see we are actually below all of our SMAs right now. So we are in no man's land, but I do expect us to eventually break up and break out and back into this channel. And then from this point, it could either break back down or break up, but I do still see some life here in 88 Energy. Our MACD is getting close to a positive zone, but we are not curling up just yet. So not a buy yet, but keep this on your lookout, 88 Energy. Last stock of the day, we're looking at SEGI on the daily time frame. So SEGI up 3%. This stock has a very simple pattern right now. We are starting to set higher lows right now. We are holding above our green 50 SMA, which is extremely bullish. You can see when our price actually came back down, we closed the day off above this point. So as our MACD is still in the positive zone, if we see a couple more green days, it does look like SEGI is ready to break some more highs here in the short term. And so I can't wait to see that. The first level of resistance for us would be at around this 4 or 5 cents level. I do think we would eventually make a cup and handle, and then we would start to break out even further. Look for SEGI to have a nice run in these next coming months. This was our explosive penny stock watch list with some more current plays that have the prospects of breaking out even earlier. If you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to like. We are on the road to 10K subs, so if you made it to this point, feel free to hit that subscription button. If you guys want to get real-time buy and sell alerts, come over to my Patreon. I will be leaving the link to that in the description. Otherwise, I hope y'all have a great night. This is Dummy Boy Finance. I'm Dummy Boy, and I'll see you guys in the next one.